welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Happenings from here in Mendham or something like that. Anyway, there's nothing happening. The world is really, really fucked up. Thoroughly and horribly. And there's just nothing, it's just, ooh, this is just terrible. How do we get into this mess? Yeah, there's just nothing to feel good about, really. Pretty much, just awful. People still having kids, they can't say they don't have any hope of properly nurturing. I think Peach is pregnant too. Oh, I mean, it's just, people are crazy. Just crazy. There's just no other word for it. Or stupid. I guess that would be the other word, would be stupid. Sorry, this camera's not sitting right. It's irritating me. It's crooked. Anyway, that doesn't really matter much. So, it's been a week. Yeah, I haven't, no inmendham videos, because something has to be done in some new way. And I'm still just doing things in the old way. So, you have to wait until the new and improved inmendham shows up. Same old routine. Should be some video in the background and such. I don't know if there's anything that needs any extra. Weird animals here and there. Kingfisher, I think, is one of the birds, and the other one's a cormorant or something. Not supposed to be living in New Jersey, but anyway. So in the news, yeah, I really don't have any. Just really none. Zero. Just no one's saying anything I care to even listen to, and if I do watch videos, I just find them annoying and irritating. It doesn't get to any of this bottom line. This is all just wankery of one form or another, our silly little addictions and the little parades that we show up for, and we're number one. It's just all crap. Horrible crap. Just disgusting crap. Humiliating to be a human. And to realize, that you've been part of this really bad play. It should be closed. It's really bad. And, so that's all. My perspective is stuck in this thing where it's just about how to wise people up, it's no easy way to do that because they're all broken in different ways. Their perception their vision is broken in 5 million different ways, and so it's very hard to make one set of corrective glasses that'll fix it for everyone. But that's really the mission statement, is to find a way to do that in one way or another. At least get that kind of a ball rolling. So you really can't test any of this on the right kind of audience. I suppose if I was a more mobile person, I could take it to a comedy club or something. And just see what would happen. Do 10 minutes on you're an asshole. That's the joke. The joke is on you. You're a loser and a fool and a dupe and a sucker. And you're also a menace. A horrible, disgusting menace. You're just going to torment and torture things with even your good intentions are poorly implemented. So there's just no hope of you doing anything decent. I've been getting a lot of these raggers, because of the Puro crap, regarding being a cat killer or something. And the alternative is like I said, that they're basically fine with the idea of taking a little kitten, cutting its nuts off, throwing it into the wild, to eke out an existence in the cold and in the shit, eating garbage. Also, it can maybe just go blind, bang into some shit and starve to death. And that's what they're imposing. And they're calling me the sicko. And, it's just so fucking upside down. But how do that's how dismal their eyesight is. That's how broken their vision is. So, these corrective glasses, even if you could make them, they'd probably have to weigh 7,000 pounds. I mean, you got so much philosophical work to do when people are obstinate in their right to be a torturer. They're just defiant. I have a right to torture things. I'm a good person. Good people torture things. Good people force things to do stupid things that are risky and dumb because it's fun. Except when it goes all bad and the thing suffers and dies or has to kill itself. I mean, what am I? Why do I have to argue this shit? Just so fucking dismal. So anyway, and everything else is just so simple without, once you accept that we're just in this high-risk proposition, trying to squirm out our satisfaction through a bunch of conditioned and historically imposed preferences and fetishes. I'm going to use that word again because that's all this shit is. It's just a fetish. Your silly lifestyle is just a fucking fetish. There's people who, they eat horse shit and go yum yum. There's nothing special about your silly sensibilities. There's nothing pure and decent and wonderful in any of that crap. Any of your Rockwell paintings on the wall is just subjective shit. It doesn't mean anything. And that's what's disgusting. Success is just being defined as some sort of, I'm happy. It doesn't matter if I'm a cockroach. It doesn't matter if I'm a cockroach with syphilis. It doesn't matter if I'm a cockroach, with flesh-eating disease. It doesn't matter what I am, as long as I'm happy. Some notion that I'm winning. It's not even about being happy, so that they ought to just throw that word out and just say, oh yeah, it's about this stupid perception of winning. And, winning now just reminds me of the retard in the, running. And that's all it is. You're just retards thinking you're winning. You're not winning, you idiot. You're making a mess. Your existence will be a disaster. It's what it's going to be. And to sit there and advocate for creating more disasters is just so fucking, it's just adding insult to the disaster that is your personal failure. It's to sit there and advocate that somebody make more failures. That's just putting, puke frosting on the shit burger. It's just so fucking stupid. It's so unnecessary. Why don't you just admit that you're trapped in your own little delusional narrative, that you're really just living a silly fable that has nothing to do with reality, just has to do with you feeling like you can cope, so you make up these imaginary values that you live for that are just trivial bullshit. And just admit that you're not winning, you're just an addict, you'll get some of your heroin, you'll fail and die. There's no reason to sit there and say, oh yeah, let's go find another asshole, to shoot up. You're pushers. You're fucking disgusting pushers. Just looking for some ruin to make because you were ruined. Duh. You just go on and on about that. So anyway, we're just such a long way from being able to have a rational conversation about the fact that you're just, bugs with a few little fancier, you have little Nikon logos and stuff. Yeah, cool. A cool bug. You have a few extra features. You do your little Shakespeare plays now and then. Your little dramas and your I'm meaningful. And, Picture a bug. It's a bug. It's a bug planet. I mean, that could be said over. That's the other camera that was supposed to work, but battery was dead. Anyway, so I'm using the wrong camera, so that'll suck. Probably. But anyway, I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, I watched a little bit of the Peach video because it was just like too technically pitiful and just too much wasted time and too trivial. But anyway, yeah, I mean, don't even have the technology to make an appropriate YouTube video, and yet they're going to have a kid. How do you make that make sense? How can somebody logically say, yeah, that makes sense, let's do that? Take on a task that is, it's like somebody, it's like they can't fix their lawnmower and they're going to go fix the Hadron Collider or something. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's probably much better examples, but, they can't make a bowl of cereal, and yet they're going to, cook whatever. One of them French things. Not being very specific, sorry. Can't really generate any enthusiasm to do any much language file. Brain is just saying, oh, just forget it, Gary. They're not getting it anyway. They're idiots. There's no point. The words are all a waste. It doesn't matter. You can replace any one of the words with shit, poo, do. Doesn't matter. They don't have the capacity to do anything valuable with language anyway. You're just wasting it on these fucking bugs. So anyway, so that's been on my mind. It's just this process of arguing with people and contesting the bullshit that's in their head. So I've been doing that in the physics channel. So it's not like I haven't made videos. I made a ton of physics videos, arguing about the premises of science, and that it's just as fallible as our politics, just as fallible as everything else in our societies, just as corrupt and as deluded and stupid in its premises and its understanding of reality. Doesn't really understand that when you keep doing this Pyrrho thing of putting carts before horses, you end up with unicorns pushing your cart. You end up with fucking all kinds of wacky platypuses pushing your cart. You don't end up with horses, but they're not in front of you, so you don't see them. So you just, anything will do. Anything that makes the wheel roll. And it's just not good cartery. It's not going to work that way. And physics has done that. It's gotten all these, some guy comes up with a silly idea and says, oh, what about if space is bent or something, like it's ice or liquid, and then it stretches, and like super putty universe, maybe. Invisible super putty. Yeah. And then everybody goes, well, I don't know, maybe. And a bunch of other people say, cool. And but nobody says, well, that's impossible. That's just stupid. I can't prove it's stupid, but it just sounds really stupid. Why don't you just say the universe is made out of sticky dog poo? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to just make shit up. So nobody says that. None of the important people, because they don't want to be wrong. They don't want to be, hey, I don't want to get caught being against the super putty, explanation, so I have to just keep my mouth shut so I don't get, caught being wrong. And then that's how that's how a garbage idea ends up being a new platform. Yes, let's all build on the super putty idea. And it's just full of that shit. There's no grounding in anything. There's no caution. There's no, well, maybe we ought to figure out how photons are made before we start making emphatic statements about how they function. No, not necessary. So anyway, it's the same problem. Is it the philosophy problem? Is the people are just entrenched in their tradition. Tradition is, I probably should write that word down, because tradition is just killing everything. It's just this, this mimicking monkey. And the monkey knows only what the world he's lived in and can't think out of the monkey box. Just can't get outside of the maze he knows. And that's the only maze he'll run. And if you change something, the monkey gets all upset and says, I don't want to play anymore. And humans have that. I have it. We all have to try not to let those bigotries, those prejudices, completely dominate our understanding of what a good world is and a bad world. It's just because we have sensibilities, we have taste, we have a perception of pretty or ugly, and it isn't reason-based. It's just tradition-based. It's just exposure-based. It's just conditioning-based. It's just our little niche-based. And arguing from that, horses way behind the cart kind of position, it just can't argue from that. If you're going to make an argument, it has to be based on something more than, that's how it feels to me. It's got to be more than your feelings that are defining the rightness or the wrongness of something else. And again, like I said, it's nobody in the physics conversation is capable of that, recognizing that it's just their familiarity with this silly. They've been thinking silly putty for so long that they can't think outside of their putty. They just can't imagine. What, no putty? How can you possibly live without putty? I mean, we have putty on everything here. It's like mayonnaise people. They just can't imagine a world. What, you don't smear mayonnaise on everything? Yeah, that's right, I don't need to do that. Or catsup. Don't need to put no catsup on everything either. So, yeah. So that's just that's the real game, is the figuring out how to get in the game. How to. It's just a kind of an onerous task to perform so perfectly that any imbecile can get it. Yeah, it's quite a challenge. And but it's interesting. I mean, the physics is interesting because it's not about torture. So it's more interesting as a contest because your failure doesn't have written on it torture. Where the other conversation, failure means torture. It's very sad. Not good. I guess in some respects, although the physics conversation is academic, I also see it as being kind of an avenue for, giving me some sort of Pokemon powers. I'll end up having, some superpowers. If I can win that contest, that will make it a lot easier for me to come fly in and save the day, with the anti-natalism shit. I'll have more capacity to make a better argument to a broader audience if I can win that battle. One would assume. At least I'm assuming that would be the consequence of victory. Is an opportunity. It'll open some doors. So that's why I'm a little invested in it. And just, also for my own personal life, it would be nice to, not be arguing from this weak position as a member of society. And being a somebody is very helpful in terms of this kind of work. If you're going to be a video maker, being a somebody is a lot better than being a nobody. Yeah, helps. True statement. So, I guess this will be enough, and then I'll add some more later maybe. Sorry, I'm down because it is all discouraging. I mean, the comment section isn't even worth reading. It's just such blight and puke. I mean, I could, you know, I mean, the stuff people worry about. You know, the truth quest. I'd still like to know how you survive, pay rent, etc. Yeah, right. You know, you want all the details of my personal life, so then a bunch of assholes can invade it even more than they're already invading it. Thanks. Yeah, that's great. God, what miserable person would listen to you? Okay, so God, what miserable person would listen to you? Well, you listen to the video, you idiot. Shit. It would be one thing if you had something to say. Okay, so I'm not saying anything. It's not saying anything. If somebody makes a video talking about makeup, they're saying something. But if somebody says to you, your life's a delusion, you idiot. You're nothing like what you think you're doing in the world. You're not doing. You're leaving poo everywhere you step. That's not saying something. That's a pretty significant statement. What, you're saying I'm not proving it? Well, I think I am. But instead you just want to emotionally vomit. Well, it's not exactly in any way aggressive, so if I am emotionally vomiting, whatever that would mean, it doesn't seem like it's the words themselves are emotional, all that emotional, but I'll concede that I am capable of feeling emotions, and sometimes some emotions are in my videos, but yeah, it just doesn't seem very relevant. Daily, in order to survive. So, I don't even know, again, really useless, tripe comment. What's wrong that she wanted to adopt orphans? The wrongness is in the idea of first even wanting to be responsible for the creation of a human being. Anybody who wants to do that is broken in their head. They have something broken because they don't really understand that it's a really, really, really dangerous experiment. And it's like playing with anthrax. And you just don't do that unless you have all kinds of like scientific knowledge and know how to keep all the jars tightly closed and everything out of trouble and blah blah blah. And none of you people demonstrate any of those competencies. So yes, even adopting isn't great. Everything it's just it's not a solution. I guess is the point. It's better than throwing mud on orphans, but I'm just saying I almost think it's probably better to have a more organized method of raising kids who don't have parents than to give them to some other retard who's not even competent to have their own, kind of a thing. You know, I can't even pull that off. But anyway, I made a video to you. I'm just saying hi. I bet he didn't do that. The rapists I know aren't concerned with humiliating their victim or satisfying a raped video, a rape fetish. So the rapist I know, so somebody knows rapists, aren't concerned with humiliating their victim or satisfying a rape fetish. I don't even know what that means, but I didn't even say people have rape fetishes. I said they have fetishes that they will act on because they feel they're entitled. I don't know if the fetish is exactly raping. The fetish is the process of scaring or controlling or something else. They're all about power. Well, I'm just going to end there. They're all about power. So my argument is this silly notion that you think every rapist rapes for exactly the same reason or has the same kind of manifested desire, I think is really, really cart before the horse. I think it's a silly expectation. Rape is caused by a lot of different kinds of wants and desires that aren't being met. But anyway, whatever. Well, I'll read the rest. Since I started, I might as well finish. They're all about power. We're all about power. So that's a silly statement in itself. Told me one time, that's a great way to start a sentence. Told me one time, I'm supposed to think you have some credibility in understanding anything, and you can't. You start a sentence with told. Told me one time how extremely euphoric it can be to control another person's most precious desires, pains. Yes, obviously those are usually the killers, not the rapists, but and again, you can say things like child molesters don't rape, quote unquote, with any of those motivations. They just want the precious. They want to stroke the precious. It's that kind of thing. Everybody wants the ring for a different reason. Maybe I make it a Lord of the Rings metaphors, and then you can understand that everybody has a different idea of what the ring means. Some want it because they think I can make the world a beautiful place with it, and some people want it just because I'll be the king of kings. Everybody has a different ambition. And even better, to control their fate. So those are all the same things, but not too many rapists are able to satisfy any desire to control fates. So I don't think that's very realistic. You just threw it in there because it sounded good, but it's not good. So anyway, enough of that shit. Sorry, I'm just dragging myself through everything. I mean, myself does not really want to do anything. It's just sort of gave up. And I'm just forcing myself to, hey, hang in there, Gary. It'll get easier. It'll get better. Something will happen. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm just yeah. I'm not sinking and I'm not swimming. So we'll see. But anyway, till later. Such. So forth and whatnot. Back. Yeah, sorry. I didn't have to come back, but I decided to do it anyway. It's more of the same. Droning on about the horror. And I know it just doesn't seem like that to you people. That's because you're not caught up in any of it at the moment. When you're caught up in it, you can appreciate it, I think. The day after kind of thing. The morning after. Yes, well, anyway. Maybe you have moments in your life when you can get it, and then you get caught back up in it again. Go, do. Something will be accomplished. In the end, it's just going to be another asshole. Another dead asshole to be forgotten. And completely. Entirely. So, speaking of almost dead assholes. Something like that anyway. Snake Plissken, this guy.
Hey YouTube, what's up?
Yes, hey YouTube, what's up? I guess I need one of those things. Hey YouTube, what's up? Hey, you anonymous piles of fucking creepy drug-addicted shit. What's up? What's up? Anyway.
Figured I'd do a nice rambling video. Not really.
Oh, an hour. Gee, you really are, guys. You really are turning into an inmendham. Holy shit. Ew. Let's see. I can't stand listening to myself, he says. My perspective on literally everything. So I just don't know if he's going to get to that. Just was hoping it would be like something like 3 minutes. Worthwhile or worthless as anyone's. Well, that's just, if that's your expectation, it's pretty low. Because frankly, yes, the average person is really stupid. Holy shit, I actually talked for an hour. Yes, or is this an editing glitch? Someone let me know. Huh. It's humor. Ha, ha, ha. Little witticisms are good. Can't stand listening to myself. See, that's where we differ. My favorite videos to watch are mine. Yeah, I said, wow, how did you say that? Ooh, that was insightful and smart. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, get all kind of goosebumpy. Anyway.
Going anywhere self-indulgent, because I'm going to tell y'all what I'm really about.
He's wearing another one of his stupid, goofy, regular person shirts. Checkerboard, regular person, short sleeve shirt. Eesh.
And it's something that I don't really talk a lot because I kind of take it for granted. But,
okay.
Maybe it'd help explain what I've been trying to do with my last few videos.
Well, you were trying to do something?
And it has to do with how I see the world.
No.
And I see the world entirely in terms of principles. Not just personal principles, but just principles.
Yes, I know. We always had some of that principle stuff, and I just couldn't see the principle in it. Don't betray somebody who trusts you, but it's okay to betray other people. That kind of logic just escapes me.
Understand the principle of something, then you understand that thing. The principles of something are the thing to be understood.
Yes, well, the elemental nature of the thing, yes. Whatever that... You go dig up one of those old dead guys who said something like that. What is it in and of itself, kind of a thing.
Got my phone. Maybe it won't make any more noises.
Maybe.
Totally disrupted my train of thought, though.
Yes, well, it happens.
The thing is, I don't like to talk about this, sort of as a principle, because, people talk about principles all the time, and they're full of shit. And so, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm full of shit when I do it, but, it's kind of a reason not to. The universe is made of principles.
Whatever, I don't know about that, but, I don't know. Are you going to get to it soon?
Like, everything is governed by principles. Principles are really the only real thing.
Well, see, that's just a cliche kind of thing. It's not the only real thing. Principles. It's not laws, you could say. Rules. Functions.
Something like determinism. Like, you can't say that the universe isn't deterministic, because that's a statement. It's a statement with a logical structure. And logic is predicated on determinism. The universe is made of principles. But there's a prime principle, an axiomatic principle. And that principle is that the universe is governed by principles.
Alright, well, anyway, I wouldn't say it that way, though. No, I wouldn't at all, no. It's governed by rules, functions, ways of being. And it only does being in this certain way. It doesn't do anything you want. It's not anything you want it to be. It's what it is. That's one of the principles, I guess. It is as it is.
It's literally the one thing that you can't question, because it is the thing that gives questions their validity. Like if you ask, why is the sky blue? That presupposes that there is some sort of reason, that the sky isn't blue for no reason.
Yes, but that's, again, it's not going to be based on principles. It's going to be based on rules of the elemental function of the elements. And I would argue they are actual elements. They're not, bent, ethery things.
Like, there are principles governing why the sky is blue, and they can be learned and understood. Like, even the statement that the universe...
Again, I just don't... They're not principles. Principles are like something consolidated out of mush that is a... it's not a guidepost. I don't think that would be the right way to say it. It has more substance than just being some cliche you put on the sign. It has some more connection to the truth. But it's a consolidation or a exemplification of the function. It takes all the little elements and turns it into one overriding kind of idea or conceptual rule kind of thing. A generality that's specific.
This could be non-deterministic isn't valid, because that is a logical statement of probability of what could and could not be. But logic is...
Non-deterministic is not possible. So somebody could theorize that it's non-deterministic if they could just come up with something that was random or spontaneous, but obviously they're not going to be able to do that, so there's no point in wasting your time.
Itself requires determinism. Logic is a method for making determinations, and you can't make determinations.
Okay, no it isn't. Yeah, I have to keep saying this over and over again, but logic is really simple. Logic is what facts do. That's their activity. See, a fact doesn't really have any obligations at all, except when you put it in relation to other facts. Then all of a sudden it says, we have to do logic now. That's what facts do. Yeah. They do the logic for you. You combine two of them and it's... you're off to the races, so to speak. They reproduce into a plethora of new conceptual facts.
Nations in a universe that isn't deterministic, and that might sound like a word game, but the words themselves come from the general principle. The keys...
that's just a bunch of words you put together again, too. That's just slop. Words come from the general principle. No, they don't. Words come from the fact that there's things. And the different things have different properties, so you give each one of the things that have different properties different words to describe them. Sometimes it's a whole category of different things, and sometimes it's specific things. But generally speaking, see, like the word generally speaking, it gives you this idea of speaking in the overall, combine them all sense, which you're not really doing and you're supposed to in this video. Yes, words are more specific than what you just implied them to be.
Principle. It's hard to explain to somebody like why the universe is deterministic, and that is the axiom upon which every type of knowledge rests.
No, it really isn't. You could have one stupid little quirky thing in the universe that was just doing, oh, I'm a retard, I'm just doing spontaneous. I always have and always will, that's what I do, just do something wacky. And there, all the determinants is broken because you never know whether that little wacky machine on Mars somehow fucks something up somewhere with its little butterfly wingy thing. So, the determinism is broken because the wacky machine broke it.
I was like, it's deterministic because, look, we're talking about things as if they could be determined. Like, we're right now, we're making statements and asking questions as if it means anything. We're presupposing determinism.
No, that's presupposing meaning. It's not presupposing determinism. And it's just based on the fact that we kind of know that no matter what the wacky machine, if there is one hidden in the universe somewhere, it just doesn't show up too often. It doesn't do things to all of a sudden fuck up what are pretty reliable mechanisms. So clearly the wacky machine is far enough away that it doesn't screw up our determinism much.
Like if you can't say it's, you just can't. It's the one thing you can't question. The prime principle.
So 3 minutes and 20 seconds. I don't think you've really gotten to any kind of overriding thing yet.
What I've been doing with my last few videos is kind of like this. I get a lot of Ask FM questions, and I don't always answer them. In fact, I probably don't answer maybe 3/4 of them. And it's because people ask me about things that I can't give a definite answer to without knowing the situation. Or maybe they have a problem that I myself seem to be totally immune to. And so I guess what I've done is look at these questions and...
Oh, come on. You're not smart enough to imagine their silly prop. I stuck my hand in a jar and I can't get it out. What do I do? You can't imagine it and say, okay, I can figure out a couple of things to do. Don't hit yourself in the head with it. Jeez. Yeah.
Have them in mind because I want to answer people's questions. I want to give the best answer I can give. But I won't give an answer if it could possibly hurt somebody because they haven't conveyed it properly.
Well, that's just silly. So if you're going to worry about that, then never answer a question ever because you never know what's going to happen. You never do. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. You haven't heard that one? That's one of those principle things. You don't really need the word hell in there. You could just say, the road to ruin is paved in good intentions. And it's not exactly true, but it's true enough to say fuck it. It's dangerous helping people.
Or I haven't understood it properly. So what I've done is I look at these questions and I'm like, all right, there's a whole class of problems. So draw out the meta problem and then come up with a meta answer and then give it out in video form.
I guess I don't think his meta problem's going to be you're a fucking asshole, because that's the meta problem. Is everybody's solution is recognizing you're an asshole, and your problem probably is something of your own. You voted for it, you dumb fuck. Yeah, it's probably how it works. Quit voting for it, and then you won't have problems. Quit voting to perpetuate problems, and you won't be born into them. Stupid fuck. Quit laying eggs in shit, and there won't be anybody growing up in shit. Not complicated.
Because there's a lot of problems people have that I don't suffer from. And it would be arrogant to think that I'm totally unique. Like, they're just like, I'm invincible because I am.
Okay, this whole invincibility thing and blah, 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 blah. So you can't imagine what it's like to have a chronic flu. or allergies really bad. Or, oh, come on, it's not that hard to imagine what it's like to have a marginalized health or marginalized function in some way. And just think about how difficult life might be that way. Or about problems that are just psychological, and help somebody try to weave their way out of it, show them how to cling to the rail of the boat so they don't get washed overboard or something.
With regard to certain things. Like really common problems like low self-esteem, worrying about what people think of you, and like worrying about people judging you, and feeling worthless, and worrying whether or not you're doing...
Well, that's a sort of a condition disorder, to tell you the truth. I mean, you can say it doesn't bother me, it doesn't bother me, but then, it's like Rocky in the Rocky movie, he says, yeah, it don't bother me, and then, later he says, oh, Adrian, yeah, it bothered me, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, we all play the, you can't get to this, you can't get to this, and, yeah, you can, yeah. Yeah, but I'm not going to let you know it, that kind of bullshit. And, we're all stuck in some of that. And then some people's true psychology is just, disabled, crippled by, a lack of confidence. And, and some people, they know, well, there's no real choice. Not having it will get you killed, so you might as well yell at the bear before he eats you. You might as well give it a shot, scolding him, humiliating him. Your fur's all crookedy. Something to degrade his sense that he has you under his control. That kind of thing. But yes, it's all psychology. Ugh. Who wants to do that? So anyway, that's probably enough of a video. We don't need to... Alright, it's right at the 5-minute mark exactly. That's pretty neat. So I guess I'll just ruin that by hitting the button.
Doing the right thing in a particular circumstance. Like, these things don't bother me. Now you might just say that's because you're arrogant. That's a really facile answer. It doesn't really answer anything.
If I say you're really vain, that does sort of answer it. So yeah, you have plenty of confidence because you give yourself all the confidence you need. Yeah, I sort of have some of that. Fuck what everybody else thinks. My opinion is the only person. I'm the only person who has a qualified opinion. So fuck. Why would I worry about what anybody else thinks when I know I am the one who has impeccable taste and judgment?
Once I did a video to Hypho Day 71. Now,
yes, I know you must regret that now. I mean, in hindsight, you're like, how the fuck did I do that? That was just so fucking stupid. I mean, he looks stupid. Of course he's stupid. Shit, I should have figured that out.
I was trying to do my favorite people talking about morality, and I was saying what I would do in the trolley problem. And I said, my morality is simple. I always do what I think is right. And by that I mean I always operate on my own principle. Like, if I have decided...
Well, that's not an answer to the question at all. Your own principle isn't going to answer all these different complex questions. I could, put all kinds of different scenarios in there, and all of a sudden the answer is different because it triggers a lot of different value notions and such. But yes, it would be, one would assume that the person's answer to the question is, what's the right thing to do? You're not really asking a cannibal or something. You have a self-interest in creating dead bodies that I can barbecue. That's really not the context of asking the question. The question is, what is the ethically right thing to do? Not for you. No, just what is the correct answer.
It is a matter of principle that something's right, because I have principles. But you can't make me do otherwise. You just can't.
Well, whatever that means. Like I said, if you have a principle that's stupid, like you think your gratification is more valuable than, say, a woman's pain and humiliation in getting raped, and then you think it's okay to rape her or something, your principle is stupid, and somebody is, you stupid fuck. You're retarded.
And of course, there's two classes of principles that I have. Of course, I never actually thought of this in words because I don't think it works, but to put it into words, there's principles, and there's general principles.
Oh dear, I don't think in words. You have to label a concept something. You really do. You can't really understand a concept without it having a label. Too messy. Sorry. Maybe later. Anyway, so enough of a video. So, till the next time and such, so forth and whatnot. Yeah, I think that's enough. Yeah. If I haven't said it recently, I hate it here. This planet sucks.